Well, hello my friends and welcome back to Create. So in this episode, I think we are going to jump on in and get on with my Gantry style tree farm. So I have had a mess about in my creative world and I think I've come up with a little something that could work. But then again, I'm a noob and we're just going to get on into it and see if it actually works out. So the first thing that is really imperative to this tree farm, I believe, is the wrench. Now you do need a wrench, guys, so you can like fiddle on with things and move blocks about and all the rest of the good stuff. We need 3 golden sheets, 1 cogwheel, which is made with a plank and a shaft, and you also need a little stick. So it's quite an easy recipe to follow. So for the Gantry farm itself, you are going to need the gantry carriage, which is a wooden slab, andesite casing and a cogwheel. And you're going to need some of these gantry shafts, which is just redstone and andesite alloy. You're also going to need a couple of chests. You're going to need your saplings. You are going to need the linear chassis, some saws. I'm going to take my casing. I'm going to take these gearboxes. You also need a sequenced gearbox. So if we go up here and have a look at the recipe for this, this is a more complex one. Now the brass casing is made with a bit of brass slapped on a stripped piece of wood. The cogwheel, and this is polished rose quartz with an iron sheet. Now polished rose quartz is made with redstone wrapped around a piece of nether quartz, and then you get some sandpaper made with sand and a piece of paper, put it in your offhand and give it a good old polish, and that will give you your electron tube, which is needed for this little beauty. You're also going to need some deployers, guys. Here are your deployers. We've just gone through the electron tube. You also need a brass hand, which is quite simple, andesite alloy and brass sheets. Now to make brass, go and follow my last video because we do go into how to make brass. Now we've got gearboxes, we've got the gantry shaft, the gantry carriage, the sequenced gear thing. That is for your storage. There are my deployers. I need my super glue. I need my shaft. And I think that is pretty much it. And don't forget the chests, because you're going to need chests, people. We're going to need chests. Now, over on where I've set things up. Well, isn't that a bloody shock? Well, we'll just let them get on with their business, and we're coming over here. So what I've done is done myself a big old square. And if you want to follow along, this is not a tutorial, guys. Please believe me, this is not. This is me experimenting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 across here. And probably about 24 further downwards. So all I've done basically is put the trees in, left 2 gap and planted another sapling, just to give them space to grow. Now, getting on to the build itself, I want to put my gantry shaft starting the wrong way round. Now, I think this is where my wrench comes in handy. Like that. So it wants to be this way round. And then, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 22, 23, 24. So we've got that coming right to the edge. Now what I'm going to do with this is put my gear shift right about there. Just bear with me, guys. I might have got this a little bit off. I want my gear shift a little bit further in, I think, because I do need to hook it up with my power that comes from there. we are then going to put the gantry carriage on there, like so. So what, these trees are doing nothing but get in my bloody way. I might pull them back a little bit, and then again I might not. Who knows? Right, so we have our gantry carriage there. We are now going to need our linear chassis. Let's get rid of that. So linear chassis do not need glued. So we're just going to put them there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 14. We could do a 15th. And we probably don't need it, but I'm going to do it. And then what I decided to do was take this one and that one. And I think I need another one, guys. Right there. And then we're going to do 15 again down this end. Now there is a reason for this. And I'm not quite sure what it is. But as I get into the build, I'll probably remember. But let's have a look. So we've got the 15 here. We do need our saws on these sides of that stuff, the linear chassis. Now these do need glued, I do believe. So we're going to take our glue. I am going to glue that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. I am also going to glue the back side. So that one, and they've got to be in line with the trees, guys. So it's 1, 2, glue, 1, 2, glue, 1, 2, glue. And why are you glued, my man? Just shift and click to get rid of that glue, because we don't need that there. Right, and on these, you put in your saws. So this is in case the trees are growing when you're on your way back. Now, I have found... Yeah. Mate, what you doing? I have found that when the trees actually grow in between here, it does pull and drag, but I think I've got the solution. Let's just get these on here, because talking and doing things is just not a done thing in my vocab. I do apologise, people, but, you know, I'm trying to concentrate. I'm trying to think of things to say. It's not as easy as what you might think. So we're going to get that on there. We're going to get this last one on there. Now, we have got 6 left. And I did actually put them inside here, just in case the trees grew. But I don't want to do that right now. I seriously don't want to do that. So we're going to go straight on over to our deployers, which are these. Now, the deployers are one in line with the saws. So the deployers are going to go, I think I put them on this side. So it's glue, gap, gap, glue, gap, gap, glue, and glue. And then you can glue all your 5 deployers on. Do not forget to set the filter on them for saplings. So spruce, 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 and spruce. Now this design has come from out of my head. I've looked on how the stuff actually works, but I've just tried to come up with something a bit more unique. Now I've not, to be fair, really seen any kind of gameplay for these gantry style tree farm. I've seen a lot of the rotational ones, but not the actual gantry style. Now what you've got to do is go on to each and every one of your linear chassis. Now this you must do, or your farm will pick up trees, not cut them down, and it'll start like breaking your system. So if you right click on that, make sure it's squared out, and scroll on it. Why is it not working? Right, click and hold. So hold it and then scroll. Right, so go on to it, hold your right click and scroll. And you want them all at a distance of 1 each. And make sure it's squared off, guys, or you're just going to move the block. So I'm going to get on with that. I'm going to get them all set to 1. And then we'll get this bad boy hooked up. And 1 makes done. So that is each and every one of them set to 1. Now, the idea of that is, so, let me just throw them in there. The whole idea of that is so that your blocks are only sticky one side out from your block. So if you click on it like that and you hold it, it does say the range of sticky sides. Release the right button to confirm. So the amount of sticky sides, once I put the glue on, is just going to be 1. So hopefully it will not pick any other part of the tree up and start dragging it along. Now, the other thing I want to do is get a couple of chests on there and there. Now, you do have to glue these on. So there to there, and then there to there to there. And I think that's just about done. No, we don't want that glue. We definitely don't want that. So I've got that on here. I do want my portable storage. And what I'm going to do here is, so I'm not sure whether this is going to work for me or not. But let's give it a go. I want the storage thing there. And I also want another storage thing. If we can just use, where are my casing blocks? Do that. And then I'm just going to do that. And that. And that. I am going to get rid of them two. And I'm going to put my other storage like that. So when the tree farm comes back, hopefully it'll stick. Make sure to stick that on though. Like so. So that should be pretty much good to go. And what I want to do underneath is get back and go and get my shaft. Or my chute, much rather. That can probably go. I'm going to dig down into here just so I can reach. And I'm going to put it onto the bottom there. So anything should now get put into that chest. Right, so we have that there. We have our gap there. And that gap is for our gearbox. So if I bring this over out of here, we can decorate that up with a bit of casing. Then I'm going to put it there. I am going to get my gearbox. I'm going to get both of them just in case. And I think that can go there. Well, that seems to be working. Let's just make sure. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be the right way around. So can I take this? Just get rid of my food for the time being. I want to move that. So that's not right. That's not right. Things right there. Put this here. And then if we right click on that one, we can set things up a bit. Now I'm going to put it onto piston. Distance I am going to do to 30 just to make sure. In fact, give me 32, and it will be going that way. And then if I come onto this one, go onto piston again, bring it down going the other way, and the same amount of blocks. Now, I'm not sure how this one works, but I do know when I put 24, it stopped short. So it's not quite 24 meters, even though it is 24 shafts. So let's pop that on there like that. Do I have a button? No, I forgot my button. Let me go and get my button. So my button goes on there like that. And I'm hoping now, once I give this button a slap, it's actually going to work. So let's give it a go. Right, here we go, guys. Here we go. So let's have a little look and see if I've got it right. So they should be planting any excess seeds that the machine has picked up. If it hasn't picked any up, it will not plant them. Oh, guys, I'm excited. That's planted the seeds. They're taking the trees. We are getting no issues at the moment. Keep your fingers crossed, guys. Keep your fingers crossed. The gantry is in motion. So it's working nicely, guys. It's working nicely. Oh, of course we get the rain. Come on, rain. Away. Right, and that takes all the trees off that we've got. Now, it's just a case of coming back. And here we go. I want to make sure that this storage interface, it's got 163 logs in it, 28 saplings and 30 sticks. I want to make sure that they all come back into my actual storage. So we want that one and we want the other one to both meet up. And then this should stop, which is what I want it to do. I don't want it to go until all the trees have grown. So I can just come along and hit the button manually. You can set a repeater up to repeat the signal back into it, but I don't want to do that, people. It's a bit too complex for me. Right, so. Oh my gosh, guys. It's worked. So yes, we have a beautiful working gantry style tree farm. Props to the noob, guys. Props to the noob. Oh man, it's a wee bit noisy in here, isn't it? So it brings us to the end of an episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you have learnt a thing or two, just as I have. Gantry style tree farm, eh? Props to the noob. Anyway, you know what to do if you have enjoyed. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.